All right. We're a little busted up this week. Stuff's just not working right. Thanks again to David Bozell for talking to us about some very important issues, mostly about taxes. Ed Nail was here with some vote fraud. We had Kimberly Morin on about the balsams. And, of course, we had Jane Cormier with a life update and Max Abramson. Hopefully we'll have all those segments up at some point in some form. It's kind of a wreck. I've got multiple audio recordings of the same show, 2 separate live stream feeds that I had to deal with to get the audio portion up. We have some choppy video. We had some issues really early on, but we're in the closing. We're in the last quarter. This is the end of the show. It's time to clean up, ladies and gentlemen, and we have to do the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. And I have to turn your microphone on.
We got lots of candidates
I could do, what the heck? I've done everything else.
Well, Skip actually has the WTF for the week.
He
so
does.
Let's go with that. But
we had quite a few choices.
I got a good candidate right here.
We did. We had all the Clinton stuff, definitely. We had McAyotte and the vote for Lynch. Maybe she just likes the name. I don't know. And then we had some chimpanzees.
Chimpanzees.
With Bill Shaheen.
Bill, yeah. I mean, this week it was just a cornucopia. It was just overloaded. The chimps, yes. Do you now know that 2 research chimpanzees now have legal standing in a legal court? So, once again, I've been complaining that being an American citizen seems
I don't have any chimp sound effects.
Oh, he does that well.
He does. Monkey business,
yeah.
well, but not Gary Hart style.
Yeah. So, what's coming? There is an animal rights group that has been trying for decades to try to get legal rights for all kinds of animals that, they're just humans in other forms.
Didn't the Swiss give natural rights
Flowers,
to plants?
To plants, yeah. That's next. That goes way back. I think I even blogged.
It doesn't stop at chimpanzees.
No, it doesn't. So here you've got obviously intelligent animals. I love my grok dogs. They're very intelligent as well. But I would never want to give them legal rights in a court of law. But a judge has now decided to let a court case continue to obtain those rights. And I'm thinking, with everything else in this country, why should I going wrong? Inside is out, out is in, good is bad, bad is good, left and right just don't understand
What is
each
it
other.
like doing Discovery on Bobo the Chimp? Anyway, I want to know.
Well, basically what they're trying to do is
poo-flinging monkeys.
They're trying to the end game is to no longer use animals in research projects like this. And these chimps have been in captivity for quite some time, and they are trying to get the legal standing so that they can make it easier to go to a rest home for the aged chimpanzees.
Chimps.
Yeah.
Well,
and to stop that whole thing dead.
Let's consider a fetus to have the same legal rights then.
Well, that's
not to be tortured.
No, because chimp fetuses won't have those rights.
Yeah, but it ties into the.
Remember, right? A female chimp's reproductive rights. We'll be dealing with that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean everything is devolving to that. When everybody is special, nobody is special, from the movie Incredibles. And I see that the flattening of everything to anything so that there is no differentiation between you, me, or the Eye of Sauron here. Plastic's got to have feelings way back when. It used to be alive because it was oil before it was turned into plastic.
Before it was oil, it was plant life or animal life.
Yeah. I mean, you see these kinds.
My rights.
You see this continual linkage of everything to everything to everything to everything because of modern deconstructionist theory that everything is the same. We're just a cog in the machine, which suits progressives just right because it is what it is. But you're right. The what TF type of deal is, are we going to deal with chimps on a higher plane than we can with an unborn baby, is one way of looking at it. And it's just emblematic of the derailing of social smarts.
Right. And since we're talking about babies and the like, care of the Clinton campaign, they launched a new bumper sticker along with the tagline, Where will you stick yours?
Not anywhere on the Scooby van because you can't get within 100 yards of the thing.
Well,
Well, you can't read it when it's going 92 miles an hour.
Not only that, but whoever wrote that had obviously never met Bill.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Did you see the cigar thing?
Oh, yeah. That's
Send cigars to Hillary. That was awesome.
And I'm keeping it at that.
Yes. Where would you stick yours?
Yeah, and there was a whole pile of cigars stacked up there.
Yeah, and that was in the picture, but apparently they've already sent tens of thousands. You can go to graniterock.com, see the post. It's a Facebook thing that you can go to the link, and you can go, and the money that you spend on the cigars goes to the Wounded Warrior Project, and everything after the cost to cover whatever it is, the cigars and the shipping, to ship them to Hillary's campaign headquarters. One address. They all go to the same place, and the campaign is really, really unhappy with this because they just keep getting boxes of cigars.
Yeah.
Well, where did that originate again?
Wounded Warrior Project. I've had a link on the front page of Granite Rock.
Okay, yeah.
And somebody set it up. Some nonprofit or some PAC or something set up a web page and said, I guess what we're going to do. And said, well, what are we going to do with the money? Well, we'll donate the profit to the Wounded Warrior Project, and then you can order one, you can order dozens, and they just ship them all to her campaign headquarters. So she's getting boxes and boxes of cigars every day.
As used by Monica?
Not used. But as used. So, yes, that's the whole point. If you want to elect, Monica Lewinsky's boyfriend's wife, or just nominate her, if you're a Democrat, then make sure you have a cigar.
Yeah, you did bring up one serious WTF, and that was Kelly Ayotte's. And I haven't done the post yet. I had
people emailing me. How come you guys aren't talking about the Ayotte vote?
Yeah,
well, didn't get to it.
Yeah, that's basically it. With all the video processing from last week's event of the 603 Alliance. But, here's Loretta Lynch, who admitted under testimony that she's in full support of all of Clinton's executive... Obama's executive actions as far as illegal immigration is concerned, and is full bore behind them, and his expansive use of going around Congress. And she's full behind this, and yet Ayotte goes ahead and votes for her to confirm her as the head law enforcement person in the country. When somebody says that they're willing to subvert the actual rule of law, don't you think you would have voted on principle and said, this is not a good thing? She complained about how Obama is going off the rails and being, shutting down Congress's role in the Constitution, and then she votes for somebody to help him support in that. Come on!
It's actually much worse. While some of us will be glad to see the back of Eric Holder, at least you know the devil you've got right now. And the problem here is, unless I'm totally misremembering things, when Holder was confirmed, he actually lied under oath. In other words, he tried to paint the picture of himself as a moderate, reasonable, even-handed would-be attorney general. He didn't say, and I'm going to subvert all of your rights and ship guns to Mexico. It was happening, but he didn't stand up there and say, hey, I actually am going to do bad stuff. This woman stood up there and said, I'm going to support the illegal actions of the current president, and she got confirmed anyway. I mean, Holder actually, as far as I remember, stood up there and tried to sound a reasonable, even-handed guy.
Yeah. All Democrats voted for her, and 10 Republicans, including pretty much all the GOP leadership.
And
That's
I hear
the Senate.
And I hear that McConnell actually whipped the vote rather than have a confrontation with Obama.
Not surprising. Well, like David Bozell just said, Mitch McConnell is one of the two worst people, one of our two worst enemies. The other one is Boehner.
Yeah, there is I haven't posted it yet, like everything else. There's another Pew Research study that shows that Obama's getting 85% of what he wants out of Congress, even though it's like what we talked about with David Bozell. They campaign on certain things. We gave them an overwhelming mandate in the Senate and the House to do the things we wanted them to do, and they're still doing what Obama says or wants, or the Democrats want, at a rate of 85%. Now, who are these people working for? Are they working for the Democrats or are they working for us?
Well, we have a very similar situation right here in New Hampshire with the Jaspercrats. And, they orchestrated a coup. They got the help of the Democrats to do it, and then they proceeded to advance chunks of their agenda.
Yeah. I mean, you look at that and you go, and then they wonder why Republicans aren't coming out to vote.
Well, I've got two reasons for that. And first of all, my memory was correct. Could you swing the eye around here, folks? And this is from the Hill 2 days ago, confirming what I just said, that McConnell helped to whip the vote to get those 10 Republicans on board. In other words, the Democrats are still running the chamber. There's a small semblance of difference. You don't have all the talk of the nuclear option. You actually get some legislation passed, which virtually nothing passed under Harry Reid. But the bottom line is the chamber still does what Obama and Harry Reid want it to do. What kind of takeover by Republicans is that?
No, and then you wonder, and I'm going to keep hammering this, is that no dime's worth of difference between the two parties. If they're going to act the same, maybe it is time for a third party. As much as I hate saying it, but I'm getting exasperated after almost 10 years of being politically active and trying to work for good conservative, good Republican principles, and seeing the GOP just throwing and littering their principles. It's all about nothing but the win anymore. That's it.
Right, and then there was the note that J.R. Hull sent us last night, and I went and reactivated my Forbes. Hang on, we got it right here.
Oops.
This is by Rick Unger, I think it's Rick, on Forbes.com under their opinion pieces. A dramatic and little-known rules change by the GOP takes control away from the grassroots and hands it to the party elite. They tried to make the world safe for Romney to be elected and to be re-elected, but they pissed off the libertarians so badly that Romney wasn't elected, and now the rules necessary to get not just a plurality of 5 states as it was, but now a majority of 8 states in order to get your name on the ballot at the convention are such that you now have an interesting game of candidate chess, or even what's that world domination game? Risk being played. If you can stay in the race long enough, you can deny the would-be nominee enough majority states to get his name on the nomination.
All right, we're out of time. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, Mike. I got to cut you off. We're done. Bye.